Hey everybody, welcome to video 9, accepting an offer, and this is when the hard work finally begins to pay off, and I'm gonna walk you through real quick what happens after we accept an offer. When you accept an offer, that means that we have agreed to what the buyer has asked, or we went through the negotiation process and we've come to a mutual agreement, and now we are under binding contract and we're moving closer to the closing table and getting that check in your pocket. So with the sales contract itself, we're gonna be putting together all of the documentation, because when I came over to your house, we had the listing agreement, and also what we had is things like the seller's property disclosure. If your house is built prior to 1978, we had the lead-based paint disclosure, and all of those other documents are gonna be all within the purchase and sale agreement. We're gonna bind those documents together and then set really clear expectations on what the buyer needs to do and what we as the sellers need to do. So then we can come together, get all of those checked off the box, and get to the closing table smoothly. Let's talk about the earnest money deposit here for a second, because when the buyer puts an offer on your home, down within the purchase and sale agreement is going to say the earnest money deposit. It's going to either say a wire, it could be a check, it could be cash, and also it's going to say where that's located. Me personally, what I recommend is that it's held with the closing attorney. That's another document that's going to be attached to the binding agreement itself to make sure that we understand where the money's at, and we're also going to get a receipt once that money is deposited, so we know that that process is taken care of and checked off, and I'm gonna take care of all of that work for you, and I'm gonna keep you updated every step of the way. As you know, if you are working with me, my executive assistant takes care of the paperwork side of things for me and will help keep you updated on a daily basis of everything that's going on, so it is an extremely smooth transaction. So when I'm out negotiating on your behalf and marketing your home, I have a whole team that's behind me to make sure that this part of the process, which is the most important, is smoothly taken care of and every box is checked off every step of the way. And also with the earnest money deposit, if you're watching this video before we list your property, I always recommend when we accept an offer that we make a counter offer if it says a real estate firm. Now, there's nothing wrong with earnest money going to a real estate firm or company, but at the end of the day, I would like to have all the money with the attorney, because that's where we're doing business at. We're doing business at the attorney's office, and with everything in-house over there, it keeps you safe and protects you if anything happens. Because let's just say the buyer wants to back out and take their earnest money, I would rather have that go through the attorney than the buyer's real estate agent's broker. Personally, that's what I like. Now, you as a seller, I represent you. If you're okay with that, by all means, that's all right, but that is my recommendation. Contingencies, right? Most home contracts have contingencies, such as the buyer requiring finance. Maybe there's some special stipulations within the process, or maybe even the buyer needs to sell their current home before they have the funds and they're able to close on their new home. We need to make sure that we're very aware of these contingencies and that throughout the process, these are being checked off, so there's no hiccups, there's no pushed back dates, and that you're well informed throughout the entire process of what's going on every step of the way. One of the biggest concerns I always get is timeline when it comes to sellers. When are we closing? When is the buyer's financing contingency over? When are we gonna get the earnest money? All of this is gonna be put in a timeline for you, and you are going to be updated on a daily basis, Monday through Friday, on everything that's going on. And when your transaction starts, we have all the back end stuff done, and we are already aware from day one of every single date, and we are gonna send that over to you in a document, as well as keep you updated via text message, or if you prefer via email, to make sure that it is smooth throughout the entire process, because communication is huge. Now, you have to understand something. When a contract comes out, things can change on a daily basis. Closing can be shorter, closing can get extended, contingencies can come back, we have to get through the inspection. After the inspection comes back, are they gonna request anything? Does contractors need to come out? Does it need a re-inspection? Did the appraisal get bought on time because the inspection took too long and they didn't want an appraisal before the buyer knew that they were gonna buy it because we weren't agreeing to what they wanted? Everything can be a tornado and it can get crazy, okay? So timelines can change. Again, we got to take the emotion out of the process. This is a business transaction, and understand that I'm going to be fighting for you every single day. So trust me, I'm going to take great care of you, but also understand the timeline might always change depending on the current situation that is at hand. And also, this is a good time to be able to prepare for the future stuff, which you're gonna learn later in this video series, but things like preparing for the inspection, making certain repairs or requests that were on the purchase and sale agreement, and getting it ready for the appraisal process. Also, you're probably in the middle of moving out of your home, so there's a lot of stuff that we need to prepare, but instead of keeping this video long, I'm just gonna show you what's gonna go on later in the series. So thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. I will catch you on the next one.